Alright, so today I want to talk about limited palette. And to give you an example, I want to talk about Anders Zorn limited palette. Anders Zorn was a painter from Sweden, and he was renowned to use only a limited palette of 4 colors. Here I got some example of his paintings, and you can see that his skin tones were pretty realistic. So I got the idea to do my own palette of color and base it on Anders Zorn palette. So I basically tried to get the 4 colors that he was using. So here I got a white, a black, a red that is pretty bright, and a sort of a yellow, a little bit hurt, kind of dirt or dirty yellow. And with those 4 colors, the theory here would be that I would be able to do every skin tone that I want to. And obviously those 4 colors will create a lot more different variant of those colors. So a lot of different tones from it. So if you go from black to white and vice versa, if you mix them together, it's going to give you a lot more. And basically what I did is I created myself some sort of ultimate palette here where I mix them all together. And from there, I'm able to use this if I want to paint. And basically what I did is I created an exercise, and this is the exercise I want to show you. I want to show you how to use a limited palette to create every kind of skin tones. So here's the exercise that I prepared for you guys. Basically, it's a document that I have 5 photos of different skin tones, and I have 5 simple circles so I can try to replicate the skin tones. And I obviously have a reminder of my palette here. I got my 4 colors, which is my limited palette, and I got my ultimate palette, which is a mix of all the colors together from white to black and the 2 colors together. And with these colors, I am going to try to replicate those skin tones and those colorless skin tones. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to first go on the first circle. And you'll see when you open the document that I already lock the transparency of the pixels, which basically means that when this is clicked on, you see that there's a little lock, and it means that now wherever I paint, it's only going to paint on this circle. So you simply have to click on the layer that you want. If I click on number 2, it's going to be only on number 2. If I click on number 5, only on number 5, etc., etc. So that being said, I'm going to try to replicate this color of the skin here. And I am going to pick only the colors that I have here. So my limited palette or the one that I created in my ultimate palette. So I'm going to start with a little of yellow, which I'm going to paint here. And I'm going to pick up the red and mix them together. And I'm going to take that new tone here that I just created in the mix of the 2. And I'm just going to paint the whole thing. So as you can see now, it's already a skin beige colored. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to try to add a little bit more tones to it. So I see that there's lighter parts and darker parts, and I'm going to try to replicate that. So I'm just going to take some white here, and I'll paint a little bit of white, and just paint a little bit of it. And then a little bit of black. Pick up that new color, and just paint it like this. And I feel like here the over the eye, it's a little bit more red. So I'm just going to pick up some red, just paint it a little bit. Take that new color and just like that, I'll be able to create skin tone that's pretty close to this. Now I feel like the whole skin tone should be a little bit more light. So I'm just going to pick up some white here and put my opacity to 20%. Just going to paint all over it. And I think that's a little bit closer to what it's supposed to be. Feel like there's still missing a little bit of red here. Just going to paint a little bit more. And maybe even a little bit more black. Okay, I think that's pretty close. I'll try another one here. So I'll just click on the number 2 here, and like I said, everything I'm going to paint is going to stay in it. And what I'll do is I'm going to start by taking a different color here, and I'll just fit up my circle by doing the shortcut Alt Delete, and it's going to fill it up. Now I think this is a little bit too greenish yellow, so I am going to add a little bit of red. I'm going to take some red here, and actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up a red that's more like mixed with white already, so something that's more pink. Paint it here, take that new color, and paint it all over. Seems like a better base, but it seems still a little bit too dark, so I'm going to take some white and fill it up, and I think that's a much better base for it. So now I'm going to try to replicate the orange colored of the beauty marks she has all over her face. So I'm going to pick up some red and pick up some yellow, mix them together, and try to get the color that I need for this. That seems to get better slowly. Maybe just a little bit more red. And even more, a little bit more yellow. I think that's pretty good. So from there, I'm just gonna keep that smaller here, and I'll use this. I'll use this to just paint some patches to replicate the skin tone that I see here. Skin tones, the thing with skin tones is there's a lot more small variations. So it's important to mix colors, and having a few colors like the limited palette that I have here just give me the opportunity to actually play with those colors. So I'm just going to add a little bit more black here. And a little bit more white to the top. Just to get a feel of it. My goal is not to be exactly like this, but just to find a way to get close a little bit. I feel like this should be a little bit more orange. I could have a lot of fun and take a lot of time to just add details, but at this stage, the only thing that I want is just to have a feel of it. I think it's getting pretty close. All right. I'm going to just gonna add, I think, a little bit more yellow. It's hard with those things to not get perfectionist. Even though it's just a practice, you want to get like as close as possible. All right, I think I got a good feel of it now. Obviously, what I could do is add a little bit more texture to it. I could just add a texture brushed here and try to pick up something in the middle here and maybe go down with my opacity and just add a little bit more texture to it, and then go by and just add a few more big. All right, so I think so far it's working, that limited palette. So I'm just gonna go real quick and finish the 3 other ones. And that's it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you liked it. If you want to give it a try, you can download the PSD below this video. And as always, happy painting!